Because a lot of people doesn't know this book of Tobit or the second Chronicle books. Why? Because you're not gonna find them in the Bible. Like I mentioned before, the books, the Bible we have at home. Anyone here remember how many books in our Bible? We have 66 books. If you look to the Bible when you go to home, you found 66 books. This 66 book takes them about 1,600 years to write. So what this mean? If book of Tobit take 2 years, of another book 1 year, they calculate all these years, they around 1,600. About 47 people wrote this Bible. And we have about 1,335 chapters in both of the Bible, Second Chronicle books and First Chronicle books. There is another addition we call Second Chronicle books. The Second Chronicle books, there is another 7 books separate and 2 addition. First one addition, Book of Daniel. So if you read Book of Daniel in the books at home, the Bible, you found there is a small part missing. Where's this part missing? You found them when you attend the Tasbih at night. This is the prayers of the 3 young men. They do the prayers. When you attend the Tasbih, you found their prayers. And there is another addition of Book of Esther. So the one you have it at home, they have an extra part in Second Chronicle books. So someone can ask, why the Second Chronicle books not in our Bible? Unfortunately, the Bible we have, it's written or it's not written, published by Protestant Church. The Protestant Church, they have different belief. They not believe in saint. They not believe in intercession. So that's why these books, they not put in the Bible. But which church they believe in these books? Any Orthodox church or any Catholic church. So I have at home the Catholic print of the Bible. You found this one include. I have the Greek Orthodox Bible. You found this one in. But because we as a Coptic Orthodox, we can't afford to print our own printing. That's why you found we only printed aside they call a Second Chronicle books, or they call some of the translations, they call it Apocrypha. But it's not nice name. Even His Holiness Pope Shinoda, he not use this name. We call it Second Chronicle books. These Second Chronicle books about 7 separate. You got Book of Tobit, you got Book of Judas, you got Book of Baruch, you got Book of Jesus, son of Sirach, you got Book of Wisdom of Solomon, you got First Maccabees, Second Maccabees, and you got addition of Daniel and addition of Esther. 9 books. Today we talk about Book of Tobit because the time we read the Book of Tobit this week and Friday. Book of Tobit in quick one, he very nice man. They took him as a captivity from his land to another land. And the people, when they travel, like people come in Australia, leave their land, they think they forgot church, they forgot their all they believe, they start to change. But he was very faithful to his religion and his prayer and his everything. The king was persecuting the Jewish, and they used to kill the Jewish and throw them in the street, and they said, if anyone buries him, I will kill him too. So after everyone is asleep, Tobit, he used to go at night and bury these people. So when you go to the monk and the person he buried, the dead monk, they call him Tobit all the time. So this name, they took it all the time until now. And he used to say in his book, he said, I fear God more and I fear than anyone. And he used to come at night, midnight, bury these people. So the king, he tried to kill him, he escaped. The people hide him, and this king, one day his 2 sons, Nebuchadnezzar, come, kill the king, and he come back, he took his money and back. Still serving God, and he was very honest with God. One day he come home, and very tired after bury people. When he have a rest, some dirt coming from the bird nest in his eye, make infection. In that time there is no enough medical, he's blind. He was blind. And he start getting very disappointed. God, I serve you all this time and now I'm blind. He has his son, they call some of the translation Tobit or Tobit, the son. He told him, listen, one day someone asked me to lend some money. I gave him 10 bags of silver. He lent it, this is a receipt. Take this receipt and go. He said, Dad, I don't know where I can go. I don't know the way. He said, we need to hire someone take you there. They started looking for someone come, and this was the Archangelus Raphael. That's why you found the picture always in Archangelus Raphael with them here. He come as a human, and they told him, I know the way. He took him with him. Definitely, I say the story in quick, but you will read it's about 16 chapters. He took him with him to show the way. The first night they stay next to the river, a big fish coming, tried to bite to beat the sun, he grabbed it. And they told him, this fish is very important. We can use the liver and the kidney of the fish. We tell you what we do after. They start to move from city to city. They go to another area. This area, he said, there is one lady, her name Sarah, in this area. I want you to propose to her to marry her. He said, I heard about her story. Her story was very sad story. She married about 5 times or 6 times. And every day on the night of the marriage, her husband been died or killed. So one day this lady, she was in her mid-servant to ask her to do something. She started to tell her off. She tell, you never can marry, never have a kid, so why you tell me off? She went to her upper room, closed the door on herself for 3 days. She tell God, please take my life. I don't want to live anymore. She has a big temptation, and Tobit, the father, the blind man, have a big temptation. And God sent the Archangelus Raphael to help the Tobit, the father, and this lady, her name Sarah. So he told him, I want to propose it.
Was that a magical spell or something?
So what happened? The Archangelus tell him, these people married only for lust. I will tell you when you married what you do, so God will bless you and her life. He tell him, when you married, first 3 years stay with her for praying and like brother and sister. And after the 3 days, you can marry as a husband and wife. And the time, remember the liver of the kidney, we put in the cool. I will cast away the demon, the one he used to kill the husband. Her family very rich, so everyone married her because she looks good, and they married only for lust. He said that's why her husband died. So when he tried to propose, her father was worried this can happen to him as every previous husband. For the man, that looks like the Archangel Raphael appear on human, he told him, no, give it to him. This one, that's from God. So they married, and the first night they was praying together. So the Archangel Raphael cast the demon away. So her father come next day to get ready to bury him like the previous people. They found him still alive. They was very happy. And until now, we have a room in monastery of Saint Mina. For people married, they go sit in this room for 3 days as a brother and sister. And we used to do the wedding in the early mass. You know the mass? Abuna do the wedding before the mass start, and the husband go serve in the altar as a deacon, and the wife to sit in the woman altar in the other side. And after the mass, they used to go to the monastery of Saint Mina, and they still as a brother and sister for 3 days. After this one, Abuna gives them absolution to marry as a husband and wife. One of my friend in the theological college, he is a priest now in one of the city in Australia. He done the same, and I have one of my friend too. He done the same. The wedding in the morning should be in the morning, but definitely people now care about photo, care about decoration, care about flower, care about reception and the drink and how many people we invite. That's why our marriage it's not successful like before. People before married spirituality. Now we looking to the married, it's in different ways. That's why you found a lot of problem in married now. So after this, what happened? He told to be the son. He told his friend, the Archangel Raphael, he's thinking he's a friend helping him to take him to get the receipt. He went to get the receipt, meet him, and come back. And he tell him, tell your dad, the time you see him with the kidney of the fish, scrap it in his eye, he will see. So he saw him, he done like archangels, done the miracle happen. And his dad appeared, he started to see again after 4 years he was blind. A lot of people take this story and helping them to tell you, very important, you serving God for a long time. This person served God all his life. But In another side, the temptation was very hard for him. Why God this happened to me? I was serving your people 4 years. I was blind. I did nothing only because the dirt come in my eye. But in another side, if he didn't get blind, if he wasn't honest in his service, if this person wasn't put his life in danger to serving other people, God, he told the archangel Raphael, tell him to write your story and everyone will remember. To show anyone he spend the time in the church, anyone serving people, they never forget in front of God. You see today in the mass, when the paralyzed man, God, he said he saw him. God, he looking for these people. This Sarah married 6-7 times and the very bad disappointed, definitely she embarrassed. No one can try to marry her. No one can come next to her because everyone come to marry her, he'll die. Imagine her psychology or depression or stress. This is the person God he saw. So that's why God tell us in the story. They tell you every minute you spend in the church, every minute you spend in the service, every minute you spend with me, it's never gonna be forgotten. And God always looking for the people have no one. This lady, she closed the door, God take my soul. The time you come to the stage, no one will help you, no one around you. This is the time God will help you. God, he see everyone what's happening in your life. But sometimes God will put him last one in our life to helping us. But if you put God first one in your life, you're not going to suffer this much. This is the man 38 years. The Bible never mentioned one word. He asking God. When God asked him, do you want to be healed or be done well? He said, I have no one. Because his problem was waiting for people to help him. But he never asked to help. When this person started asking God, and when Sarah started asking God, God sent the archangel Raphael to help both of them. I end with one story quick because I promised 15 minutes. One of the priests in Upper Egypt, it's a poor area, village, like countryside here, okay? One person coming to the priest tell him, Abuna, I have very bad stomach pain. Abuna touched his stomach, he found very hard. He said, you looks like you have big lump in your stomach. He said, yes, Abuna. He said, all right, we send you to Cairo to the best doctor to look after you. He said, Abuna, I went to doctor. He said, I have big lump of cancer in my stomach and everywhere. He said, we have to send you quick. He said, Abuna, I have no money to eat. You think I can have money to spend over there? He said, we as a church will give you. He said, Abuna, don't worry. I have no one. I will only ask her to help me. The church on San Mary. I will ask her to help me. Abuna, he said, don't worry, we give you money. We send you to the best doctor. We try to look after you. He said, Abuna, leave the doctor and the specialist and the hospital for rich people. I am a poor person and I am sure he can help me. Abuna, he said, in that night, Saint Mary appeared to him and they make the operation for him. The time you say, I have no one, this is the time God, he work. But because we have a lot of friends, we have the time I get sick, I go to doctors. The time I get sick, we not say that's wrong, no. But we say, when we go to the doctor, God give him, please, to open his mind to do the right prescription. God assist, God help me. I choose God, I do this business or this business. I do this course or this course. I will marry this or that. God give me wisdom. God open my heart. When you ask him, he will assist. But if you put him in the side to ask him, last one, like the member, 38 years, never ask God. Do you know how long is 38 years? Maybe mostly older than all of you. He was sick before Jesus even born. 38 years. We stay in home 3 months for COVID, everyone get crazy. One of my students, he commit suicide 23 years because he can't stay home. This man, imagine his personality and his psychology, 38 years asleep in his back. Definitely, very lucky didn't commit suicide or die or something happened to him. But when he meet Jesus, when he talked to him, in 1 second make him perfect. Someone is staying his back for 38 days. The time he stand up, he can't walk. He need physiotherapy, he needs some exercise. But this one, after 38 years, to carry his bed and walk, that's the hand of God. That's what we need to learn. God exists, God around us, but he waiting for you to call for help. Like me, my kids, only they come to me when they stuck, and I advise, but to do it or not to do, up to them. The same like us. God, He never force His in your life, force Himself in your life, unless you ask. Remember the picture about the artist, the German one. Jesus knocks the door. You know these pictures. He's a very famous artist, German one. He done this one, and when he put in the museum, one of the people, he told them, "You done a mistake. There is no handle in the door." He said, "No, I didn't do mistake. I admit to do this." Why? He said, "Because the handle from inside. Jesus knocked the door, but there is no handle outside to open. You have the handle inside to open for him to come in. If he didn't open, he still knock until he leave." Okay, so that's what our God exists. Our God, He love us, but He never force Himself in your life unless you ask. Glory be to God forever and ever. Amen. Any question? 15 minutes exactly. That's right. You pay what you get. Any question? Amonegi? Read the books at home. You enjoy. Okay. Next time we'll talk about Book of Judas, but just remind me, we'll get Book of Judas, the second one from Second Chronicle books. I'm not gonna come until next month, first week in next month. I'll be here Monday night in Bashan, God wills, if all good.